Well, this is the Isle of Skye. I'm Nancy, this is the Treefield. I'm just going to give you a little tour around to see what we've been doing over the last 16 years. We started planting up these trees in about 2008, and the most recent were 2014, so they've been planted over a few years period. We started off with a blank canvas. You can see the fields next door are just bare sheep fields, and that's what ours was like before we started planting. Various mixture of trees. I'll tell you a little bit what we've planted as we go around. Just a little quick behind me there up the hill. That's where the polytunnel's going to go, where that mound of earth is there. Hopefully this summer. We're late January now, so this is as close to winter as we get. We actually had a frost last night, so unless it's actually snow on the ground, this is what it normally looks like. So we're going to have a little wander down. I'll try not to shake you around too badly. We'll see how we go on. Out a little bit there. Okay, so let's go down the hill then. I'm going to walk down this way. A lot of the paths need improving. This isn't really a path here, but we'll join the what will be a path just down here. You can see it's cutting down to the left here. I'm going to make it a bit wider. It's still just a ditch, and change the gradient slightly to make it easier to wheel down here. This is sort of a secondary path really. The main trackway, main pedestrian path is just in front of us there. You can see there's a nice, much more level path coming down and around the bank here, that's the sort of steepest we get. You get an idea for the escarpment sort of gradients, but mostly it's much more level. This is a bit steeper coming down here, and also a bit muddy, so this needs a bit of improvement. I'm going to use some of the rock that we dug out from where the polytunnel was to improve this bit, which is a bit tricky underfoot. So this area here does get a bit wet because the spring's coming out with the escarpment, so we're much more level. Got willow here, some birch that hasn't done very well. We lost a lot of the birch here for, I think, some sort of bacterial disease in the soil, but the willows tend to, you can see here, they tend to get a bit overgrown and then split, so they're good biomass though, but we've having to tidy some of those up this winter. So we come through here, through the layer of spruce here that are making a lovely sheltered bit. And this is one of the wider trackways. We made some vehicle trackways, and on the basis that we might want to bring the Land Rover down to bring the wood back. As you see, we're much wider here. I've just started clearing some of the hazel on the left there for first time I've coppiced the hazel. The trackway here a bit. That's one of my little wood shelters. That's the wood from last year that needs tidying up to the house now. Going round. On the left here is my blueberry patch. You can see it's on my little mini hoogles. We'll do these in a bit more detail another time. Just have a quick tour around. So just in front of us there is one of my walnuts. I don't know if I can actually point to it there. That there's a walnut tree. That's the one that actually had walnuts last year, although they didn't ripen off. I was quite pleased to get anything really. We've got these other little pathways that the dogs and I have made. Lines of desire, as it were. They just take us where we want to go. So we'll come down here. It's just a little footpath. You can see we've got a mixture here. Different trees, some doing better than others, depending on what they are and where they've been planted. Come through the little copse here, onto the other trackway loop. We're going to have a little look at the sheep field next door to give you an idea of where we started from. There you go, the sheep doing their business. That's what we started with, just a bare field with sheep in. Not very productive. Now let's have a little scan round. That's my growing area there with my shed. And through you can see, look, real trees. These are a mixture of trees just on our left. These are one of my windbreak lines basically. It's a mixture of different trees. This one here is interesting. It's a holm oak, a holly oak, Quercus ilex, that I planted just on the off chance it might like it here, and it's actually done really well. Evergreen, Mediterranean tree, acorns are supposed to be a bit sweeter than standard normal oak acorns, so we'll see. I wasn't expecting to get acorns, I wasn't really expecting them to do as well as they have done, but they've done really well. So you can see on the right here, the trees really haven't done very well at all. I've cleared out a lot of ash that suffered from dieback. There's an ash there. You can see a little bit there on the branches there. They're just dead. So we're losing those steadily over the years. This is the sort of centre of the trail, just here where this junction is. We can do a little circumference, perhaps. So that's back the way we've come. We could have gone that way instead. There's where we just walked up from. There's my shed with the tree field. This is where I'm digging William's memorial garden with a walnut tree in the middle, and what I'm calling the avenue, straight parallel berms there. I don't know why that's parked there, it just is. That's my shell garden behind the bushes there. And you can see the trees on the left hand side, back to the video you started from, are much more well grown than the ones on the right hand side, which I think is a combination of compaction and dryness of the soil. If we come down here, one of the first footpaths we made actually. Just on the left here is what used to be my lazy bed. Just had a little bit of silverweed growing on it. And on the right hand side are my polycultures areas, which don't look very much at the moment, but I can see, I don't know what I don't expect you can, but I can see some camas starting to shoot over in the middle there. A few brassicas. This was where some of the artichokes were dug up last year. We'll carry on this way through this is another windbreak line here, just doing fairly well. And this is where I've been doing a bit more experimental planting. We've got a little Korean pine. There's a few of them on the right, left there. On the right there we've got another new walnut. That one's Uncle Frank's. And on the left, because apparently she was nutty enough, we've got some ginkgo trees. There's 4 or 5 ginkgos that survived last summer fairly happily. They seem to be still alive, so hopefully we'll get some good growth off those this year. We'll see. A few bare patches. That's one of the areas I'm going to put some more banks in, berry banks. My aronia plantings. That's one of my more completed ones there on the right. Just been sticking cuttings in for the moment. Dog's been digging up the end of that one. And we'll come down towards the river here, through the nice alder. They are my heroes. I love alder trees. They just do so well. Come through to the right and you'll be able to see the river a bit better. Again, that's the main trackway we're just passing there. We'll go through this way so you can have a little bit of a glimpse of the river from the corner here. Down just to here, you can see, look at the river. It's fairly low at the moment. That's the sort of standard height. It's not filling the banks just at the moment. Comes up and down quite quickly because it's only a small valley that feeds it. So this is a path that the dogs found last year that we quite like, and we're thinking of making this into a proper path through this little windbreak here. And then this is another escarpment, a bit slower here and a bit bouncy. And it's going to go across this way, cutting across the escarpment to the culvert, which Stuart dug to try and drain the water away, but actually it stays dry most of the year. It just springs out under my feet here, goes down to our pond. All this needs landscaping really, but I didn't have time to do it. It's not that critical. We've got the pond here. Not particularly pretty, but you know, you get ducks on it occasionally. Frogs lay their eggs in it. And this area here is it's flat and soggy next to the river. The river never actually gets up this high. It has flooded over the fence there at the corner on at least 2 occasions. I think it's got up that high, but generally speaking it doesn't come into this area. It's another one of my woodsheds. That was the first one I built, still standing. Around here, this is another area I'm going to be coppicing this year, so this will all look very different next time I come round. Go around, there's a lovely spruce that gives us shelter from the north, and this is where I've been planting the hop trees this summer. Hop bushes. They did all right. Got 3 little hops in here. So this is my tree. This is the tree field. Welcome to my world.